A positive outlook on being single is one of the most crucial prerequisites for a successful relationship. The more content we are with being alone, the easier it will be to proceed with care when looking for a new friend. The foundation of true love is contented singleness. Unfortunately, our societies don't do much to encourage us to feel at ease or peaceful in our own company. The idea of singleness is presented as an unavoidable, unpleasant, and always ideally transient state. A world built by hordes of silently unhappy couples seeking assurance that they are on the right track terrifies the idea that someone could need or desire to be alone, possibly for a long time. Advertisers can't get enough of showcasing endearing pictures of blissful couples strolling hand in hand on beaches to reinforce the idea of what single people are missing. And most entertainment venues, vacation spots, and social gatherings feel compelled to patronize, overcharge, and otherwise demean anyone who has the impudence to venture out alone. Unfortunately, being unpleasant while single fatally clouds our judgment towards potential romantic partners. We are as likely, in emotional desperation, to run into the closest nightclub in search of a chump we'll be horrified to discover alongside us in the morning. We soon come to understand that being in an unhappy relationship is unquestionably worse than being alone. Indeed, it is far more lonely. The main difficulty of being single is overcoming the fear of what singlehood entails. Being single can either be a respite from an honorably busy life or a sure sign that we are an unwelcome, miserable, disgusting, and emotionally ill being, depending on how normal, that highly nebulous but highly influential concept, the condition feels to us at any given point. This is difficult but ultimately quite encouraging, since it implies that we might possibly tolerate extended periods of solitude if we could only figure out what being alone means to us. We might practice a couple of the following reasons to create a new mental picture of what being alone should actually imply. Despite what a critical voice in our heads could assert, we have the power to decide whether or not to be by ourselves. Our seclusion is chosen, not forced. As long as they don't care who they are with, nobody ever has to be alone. However, we do notice that being in the wrong company makes us feel much more alone than being by ourselves, because it takes us further away from the things that matter to us, is more grating in its sincerity, and serves as a constant reminder of our disconnect from others and our misunderstanding of them. Being alone is not evidence that we have been rejected by the world. Rather, it shows that we have carefully considered our options and, with wisdom, have rejected some of them. Another important idea is that, given how picky we are, we need to be aware of how long it will take to locate someone, for very good reasons. Not just anyone will do, though. Finding the ideal applicant won't be any harder than finding a fantastic career or a lovely home. It could take a long time, possibly even years. Expectations are crucial. 6 months will fly by if we assume a reasonable time period of 10 years. The knowledge that we could and can do just well on our own is the best assurance that a relationship will succeed. It implies that we won't search for someone to help us with the washing or keep us company on Sunday nights, but rather someone who can significantly enrich our lives. This gives us the power to leave problematic unions as soon as we ought to. Being in a partnership cannot and should not mean that we are totally dependent on the other to meet our needs at home, manage our daily lives, or maintain our self-worth. When we have extensive experience surviving alone, we will be better equipped to deal with the inevitable moments when even a really nice spouse is unable to support us. We will also be less demanding, more competent, and forensic in our demands of a partner. It turns out that the main factor determining how likely it is for us to find and maintain a connection with another person is our willingness to remain independent. Making a sensible and informed decision on who to start a shared life with requires a secure foundation that comes from being at ease with being single.